Before I start this video, go join the Discord server. The link will be in the description and the comments. Hello everyone, today I'm going to be ranking everything in the shop besides the fruits from worst to best, and I'm going to tell you if you should buy it or not. Okay, starting with the very worst thing in the shop you can buy, and that would be money. It is super easy to get money in Blox fruits. Look at this, 3 million money for 1,500 robux. That is like $18 for something you can get from killing like 7 to 8 sea beasts, which usually takes less than an hour to get it. I mean, would you rather spend $20 or just grind for a little bit under an hour? I mean, it's pretty much worthless to buy money because you're just wasting money to buy money in the game. I mean, I would not do that. And very similar to that would be fragments. I mean, 16,000 fragments for $20. That's a bit of a better deal than the money because it does take a little bit longer to get 16,000 fragments, but still, it's a complete scam, honestly. I would not spend real money to do something that I could easily get without spending any money at all. And now the next thing is going to be double XP, just because of how easy it is to get XP. There are so many codes. I already have a video on every single code in Blox Fruits. There's a bunch of codes that they've been adding that have been expiring. But if you use all the codes, I'm pretty sure you get like 18 hours of double XP, which is enough double XP that if you use it wisely, you can go from level 1 to max level. So, I mean, literally, you do not need to spend $20 almost for a day of double XP when you could literally just use codes to do it, or just grind for a little bit extra time. Double XP isn't that helpful. And now for the next thing, it's obviously going to be the goddamn refund stats. So there are already 2 other ways you can refund stats. There's about like 6 or 7 codes that you can use, and I don't see why you would be refunding your stats more than 7 times. But if you are refunding your stats more than 7 times, in the second and third sea, and you definitely do not need more than 7 stat refunds in the first sea. There's this dude, Plockster. He's on the bridge in second sea. For a little bit of fragments that you can get from raids or sea events, you can just buy the stat refund. You don't need to spend any Robux. And then next, we have the race reroll. So it costs 90 Robux here, so you actually do need to spend more than $1 to get it. And once again, there's an NPC right here that gives you a race reroll. Now, I would say races are more important than stat refunds, and you can't get them from codes, which is why it's a little bit higher up. Okay, for the next thing, Roblox Premium. I mean, this has a lot of benefits besides Blox Fruits, but we're just talking about the benefits that you're going to get in Blox Fruits. And I mean, $5 and a month. It's not a permanent thing, but you do get 20% off spinning for fruits. As you can see, I have it. You get an additional 10% earned XP boost and an additional 10% money boost. And you do get Robux, but we're just talking about the Blox Fruit benefits. They're very little, but they can be helpful in saving a bit of time. But honestly, that's also not worth it. Everything I've mentioned so far, we have not gotten good enough yet that I would recommend buying it. Alright, next right here, we've got respawn bosses. I mean, this is just not very necessary. It can be helpful if you're extremely lazy. This is also another thing I don't recommend buying, because you can go over here. If the boss isn't there, you can click this button that says servers. You can scroll down to a random server, click join, and there's a pretty high chance that there's going to be a boss there. And if it's not, just keep server hopping. I mean, honestly, unless you have a private server up that you need to keep up and you have no one else to join, that's also a pretty bad product. They're just trying to get money off of that. I can't see people besides YouTubers buying more than like one of this every month. Okay, next up we have scrolls. These are also something I don't recommend buying because you only have a small chance to actually get something good from them. And you can get them just from grinding, but I have to admit they are really hard to get from grinding, especially 3 mythical scrolls. And it is $20. $20 for 1,700 Robux. So it's going to be about $20 to get these 3 mythical scrolls. And $10 without Roblox Premium to get these 5 legendary scrolls. And it's a very low chance of a blessing. You only have a 30% blessing chance for spending $20. So that means for a technically guaranteed chance, you would need to spend like almost $100 if you were going to buy all the Robux at once. I don't recommend buying scrolls. Okay, yet another thing I don't recommend, which is fast boats. I mean, what are you going to do with a boat? Honestly, you could just get the portal fruit if you're more advanced in the game. And the boats don't actually save that much time. Like, instead of buying fast boats, I mean, you could just, like, walk in the water or just take some extra time on the slow ones. But fast boats are very helpful if you're trying to do, like, Leviathan and stuff, because you need it for pretty much all of the good boats to go out and see events. So I still don't recommend buying it because you can just find other people with fast boats. But it is a little bit helpful. Okay, next is going to be Fruit Notifier. This is another thing I don't recommend because it's so pointless. You need to spend enough money that you could get any permanent fruit you wanted besides the top 2 permanent fruits. And all it does is get some physical fruits. Now, I think it was worth it for me because I found a lot of good things. But the average player doesn't need all those fruits, and it's probably not worth it because that's a really high price you have to pay. Like, I didn't buy another thing for months after buying the Fruit Notifier because this is just expensive. Okay, the final thing I'm going to say is not worth it is Darkblade. I mean, I have the sword right here. I didn't actually buy it. I traded for it. I had enough Robux for it at the time, but I just decided to give, like, a Kitsune and a leopard for it, I think. Never mind, I gave a Kitsune and a dragon for it. And I mean, it's just a sword. There's nothing that special about it. It's not that worth it, especially for $15. I mean, I wouldn't spend $15 when there's literally Cursed Dual Katana and stuff that's better. But for beginners, it can help you get through the game really quick. Like, if you wanted to pay to win by Buddha and Darkblade, you could cruise through the start of the game. It's kind of crazy. Alright, everything else I'm about to say is worth the money, and I do recommend you buying it if you're going to be a Blox Fruit player. And the lowest off is going to be Double Drop Chance. I mean, this has helped a lot with getting God's Chalice, Fist of Darkness, and all of the other boss drops like the Hollow Scythe. If you don't care about all those collectibles and stuff, I wouldn't get it. But whenever there's limited things, we haven't had a limited thing come out in a while, but double boss drops is helpful for me, especially when I want to fight Rip Injure or Do King. And for Do King, it also helps. Never mind, it's double boss drops, not NPC drops. So it's worth it, but barely. But the thing is, it's less than $5, which makes it more acceptable to just spend that little bit of money for it. Okay, next we have Double Money and Double Mastery. Double Mastery is probably more helpful, but these are super helpful to help you get mastery for your fruits and get more money to buy fruits off stock, buy swords and fighting styles. Like, I would not have been able to get God Human and stuff when I got to 3rd C if I did not have double money, because I would have not earned near as much. And this 100 mil money video would have been so difficult. The money's helpful, and the mastery is just so good. For getting, like, Cursed Dual Katana and True Triple Katana, it's absolute torture doing it without double mastery. I mean, it takes so long, and getting God Human, too. Getting all that mastery on fighting styles and swords takes so long without double mastery. Okay, now, in my opinion, the best thing, but arguably double money and double mastery is probably the best. This isn't too much in order, but I would recommend this. I would recommend this. I kind of recommend Double Drop Chance depending on what kind of a player you are. But Fruit Storage is super good because it helps with trades. It helps you store more things. Because if you only have one fruit storage, you're not going to want to eat a fruit that you get because you're not going to have another one. But right now, I can take any fruit out of my inventory and eat it and not care. Because for pretty much all my fruits, I would have another 6. Obviously, I have 7 storage, or I would have more of this stuff. But it is pretty expensive if you want to buy multiple. But if you just want one other fruit storage, it's $5, and it's really helpful. And we're not going to talk about the permanent fruits. I might create a video talking about all the permanent fruits if you guys want me to. But that's going to be all for this video. Make sure to join the Discord server. It's going to be big soon, I promise. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and you can get a lot of help there. Bye.